I know this is a little bit weird. I have my wife here. She's gonna help me out with this trick. Now, I'm gonna go there, but really you could go to a completely different room. Shuffle those cards as much as you want. And once you're happy with the shuffle, select any card. Just put it on the table. You don't even have to look at it yet. Once you know that's gonna be your card, get rid of all of the other cards. And the crazy thing about this is that before she even knows that she selected the 6 of clubs, I know she picked the 6 of clubs. So go ahead, show them in the camera. Is that the 6 of clubs?
Yes.
And there you go. So let's get into how to make this deck. Now remember, you could have been in a completely different room. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today is Magic Monday and I'm gonna show you how you can make a very high-tech, futuristic deck of cards that is going to blow your audiences away. My dad sent me a TikTok video in which this guy took his whole entire house and automated it using this technology. I thought to myself, why not combine this with magic? And so this is what we have here now. I started by getting a double-decker deck from Card Shark. Now these are twice as thin as regular playing cards. And it is this specific feature which allowed me to push the boundaries of what's normally possible with card magic, or at least without breaking the bank. You might be wondering how this deck works, and it is in fact incredibly easy. It only took me 48 minutes to put together, so creating this deck was actually quite simple. Since the double decker comes with twice as many cards, it actually comes with 2 decks inside that are half the size. I placed all the suits with its corresponding card right next to it, ready to be glued together. I used rubber cement, but feel free to use the rubber cement spray instead, and that might cut down the time from 48 minutes to about 25 minutes to 30 minutes. The secret component that we're going to be using to automate everything are these little NFC chips. I put an NFC sticker on each card, and then whether you use rubber cement or the spray, you're just going to put them together. If you do them either 3 or 4 cards at a time, you're going to finish this way faster. Make sure you align the cards properly so that the deck looks as perfect as you can. I put clubs and hearts in the middle of the card, and for the spades and the diamonds, I offset it a little bit closer to the edge of the card. That way the thickness would be spread out throughout the deck as you shuffle it. Then I programmed the NFC chips with the Shortcuts app in my iPhone. If you have an Android, I'll also tell you how to do it in a second. Go into the Shortcuts app. At the bottom, you'll see automation. You'll press on that, and then at the top, click on plus, create personal automation, then scroll down until you see NFC. When I tap an NFC tag, then you're going to scan the card once you have the whole deck made up. To make it quicker, press the microphone and just say the card. In our case, Jack of Clubs. Once it writes it, just press OK, next, and then you want to add the action. In our case, here we're choosing send message, but this could be anything at all that you want. So the message I want it to say is Jack of Clubs. Then we're going to go to, and now here you select who it is that you want to send it to. You can choose anyone you want. You don't want it to say ask each time. I'm going to choose my iPad number, so there it is. We'll click done, next, and then ask before running. We want to turn off, click don't ask, and then done. You want to do this with all of the cards, and once you do that, you will now have any card in that deck that gets scanned on your phone will immediately give you a notification of that card. Or remember, anything you program that shortcut to do. You also want to check that each card works so that you know that you will get that notification coming through each time it gets scanned. If you have an Android device, you'll need to do pretty much everything we just did. Instead, you'll want to go into the Google Play Store and download NFC Tools or Trigger. Then following those instructions from within the app will give you the same results that we're getting here. To perform, have that Shortcuts app open, and it's going to be able to scan our card. We can either place it underneath a mat, we can place it under the table being held by our knee, or we can even tape the phone under the table. Now I'm going to give you many different ways in which we can get a read of the card, ways in which you can present this, but for now, just know that this is how we're getting that notification. Now that you have your high-tech deck ready, let's talk about some creative ways in which you can use this in your performance and some additional ideas in which we can enhance the effect. Remember that you can set up any trigger whatsoever to happen after the card is scanned. This could be receiving a text message, sending a text message to your friend, and then they are the psychic, or incorporating it in a note, or technically many different ideas. Just go through the Shortcuts app and you'll see all of the possibilities available to you. Because we want to ensure that we do get the scan of the card, we can have the spectator rub or move the card on top of the table. This is going to ensure that the card actually does get scanned by your phone. And we can use the presentation of our magic to make this happen or to make sense. For instance, we can tell them to rub the card on the table because we want the energy of the card to be left on the table. Then we have them take the card, put it back away in the deck or hide it in their pocket, and then by you just sensing your hand over the table, you can let them know what card that is. Of course, because you were in another room the entire time. Another way is to just have maybe the scent of the card. Maybe you have highly perceptive scent, and by them rubbing that card on the table, you can then come after they've removed it and smell the table and let them know what card it is just from the smell alone. If you don't want to have your spectators rub the card on the table, you could just place the card case exactly above the section of your phone, which, by the way, if you have an iPhone, is right towards the top where the cameras are technically. So if you set your card case directly above your phone, when you have your spectators put the card inside of the card case, you're guaranteed that you're going to get that signal on your phone, or you're going to guarantee that trigger takes place. Another way to do this is to have an actual handkerchief or a cloth that you can't see through. Before you walk away from the room, you show your spectators what you want them to do. To take any card, place it in the handkerchief and close it up completely, and put all the cards away in the box. Then when you leave the room, your spectators are going to follow your instructions, and because you told them where to put the card, your phone is going to scan the NFC tag and it's going to send it to you. Another way in which you could do this, if for some reason you didn't get the notification, once you come back, because it is still wrapped inside of the handkerchief, or maybe it's in the card case, you could grab it for just a second, move it around so that you do get that notification, and now you know what card they're thinking of. As an additional idea, and please let me know if you guys are interested in this, because right now I'm super interested in tarot cards, but I've also done it with the tarot cards, at least the major arcana cards. This way, I can have them select a card that signifies a lot to the spectators, and then I'm gonna know exactly which card that is, even if they keep it hidden from me. You can give them a very personalized reading about that card without you needing to know what card it is. Another idea would be to, in the trigger, once you scan the card, the message would actually tell you the key words of the cards or things you want to remember about the card that you can incorporate in your reading. So comment down below if you're interested in more tarot-like things, and I'll create more things down that path. So there you have it, a super high-tech deck of cards that you can use to do things that would normally not be possible. I'm gonna leave everything in the description, so if you do choose to put this together, you'll have everything you need down in the description. Comment down below with any ideas that you come up with or how you would like to utilize this deck once you put it together. I wanna thank you so much for your time. I'm Javier Flemir, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next week for another Magic Monday.